afternoon.
Hello.
Yet another week's gone past.
Not another one.
No,
Can
look
we
at
stop
the weather
the batteries
though.
on the clock?
They are going so quickly. I thought they'd go more slowly once we were cruising and relaxed and
get
not working.
serious,
But they're going very quickly, aren't
Yeah,
they?
that's what fun's about.
Anyway, hope you enjoy this week's video. It's our first week on the Chesterfield Canal.
Yay, new one alert, spoiler alert.
We were in West Stockworth. We were going to trade there for 4 days. But we ended up in Only with someone, didn't we? Because he had a trapped nerve, lots of pain, lots of painkillers. So we did a day and a half's trading because it did rain as well. So we did manage a day and a half's trading, but it was fine, wasn't it?
It was.
And then we started our trip up the Chesterfield. So this will take you up through to Drake Holes, through the tunnel.
The video, not the trip to the top.
Oh, we got stuck on the banks a couple of times with the reeds. The wind got us. Playing leapfrog with the van. Yeah, it's quite a lot of content, so I hope you enjoy it. It's very windy in some of it, so do apologise for that, and we'll see you at the end.
Glorious sunshine, enjoy it.
So here's the Canal Basin. The lock's over there on the right hand side of that white building. There's the waterfront inn, and there's the canal up towards Chesterfield. A couple of boats just going up. We're moored just up there on the right hand side, which is a good place for trading. Busy footfall on the weekends because there's also a caravan park next door as well. One of the beauties of being moored somewhere like West Stockworth at the beginning of the Chesterfield Canal is we can really support local. We've managed to find a local grower here who's got fresh fruit and veg for sale. So went and got some supplies in Aldi this morning and then come down here to get some fresh fruit and veg locally. There's also recycling bins in the village centre opposite the White Hart pub. And here we go, here's the fruit and veg I bought. The only shame is that they have got some of it in plastic bags, but they have got paper bags as well because the tomatoes are in paper bags. But it's still good to be able to support local. And it's a nice loop really. We've had locals come and buy off of us on the boat, and then we've gone and spent it back in the local community. Paul's making the most of the dry weather, engraving another glass. It's a design for one of our current boat neighbours. Let's see if I can get round to show you, and then we will of course show you the finished product. Quite relaxing sat here doing it. And here's the finished result. I'm sure she's going to be very happy with this. Fantastic.
As soon as I wake up, every night, every day, I know that it's you and me.
Logistics of moving the van and the boat. Normally Paul would cycle between the two if there was a decent distance. It's an 8-mile trip today, but he's still got this trapped nerve causing him quite a lot of pain. So I brought the van halfway, 4 miles, found somewhere safe to park it. So I'm just going to run back along this windy piece of canal to him. We'll bring the boat up, and then when we get to our final destination today, I can do the other 4 miles back to get the van again. It is a nice day, just a bit windy. At least I can see what's coming up on the canal before we get to it as well, which is an advantage, I guess. Started making our way up the Chesterfield Canal. Paul's just coming into Misterton Bottom Lock. Quite a lot of reeding, but it's small, so hopefully it's not going to cause a problem. Bridges are quite low along this stretch, so we have taken our canopy down and chimney off just to be on the safe side. But what I didn't realise was we do need the CRT key because the locks have got locks on, so I'm going to have to get him to throw it up to me in a second. I've only opened the lock a tiny bit and it's got quite a fast flow into the lock. Let's push the boat across. I'm not going to open it anymore at the moment. It was a bit of a work up to work out how to work this lock. So you have to put your key in there and then pull this piece out underneath. Works out in the end, but if you've not done them before, Just takes a while to work out how to work them because they can all be a bit different. So we've been going for an hour on the Chesterfield. It is absolutely beautiful, but we were just trying to get around this bend and struggling, so we're just going down the weed hatch, or Paul's going down the weed hatch to see what's going on down there. So the Chesterfield Canal was originally 45.5 miles in length from Chesterfield to West Stockwith, where it joins the River Trent. There were originally 65 locks along the length of the canal, but locks 6 to 19 are now derelict, with the part that's no longer in use. Work started on constructing the canal in October 1771, and John Varley was the head resident engineer. A major part of the construction was the Norwood tunnel, which was 2,893 yards long and is now unfortunately closed. This is the tunnel at Drakeholes that we're just going into here. You can get from West Stockwith to the east end of the Norwood tunnel where it's closed, and we will show you some more of that in next week's video. We did manage successfully to get there. Drakeholes tunnel is only 135 metres long. We obviously had our headlight on to go through it. If we were going through a longer tunnel where you couldn't see particularly well, you couldn't see the light at the other end, we would put the internal lights on the boat as well to improve the visibility. As you go through the tunnel, if you look carefully at the sides, can't see it very well on this piece of video, but you can see the marks on the walls where they used to have to leg the boats through prior to engines. When you get to the end, there is a very sharp bend coming from West Stockwith direction. It's a very sharp left-hand bend. And then there are some moorings just as you get out of the other end, but there's no facilities there, but they are nice moorings, and there is somewhere that you can park a vehicle if you've got a vehicle as well. So going back to a bit of history about the canal, the Norwood Tunnel did cause problems from the outset with shortages of water at the Summit Pound. So over the first 25 years of the canal being opened, there was 3 large reservoirs built at Killermarsh, Woodhall and Hart Hill to provide water to keep the canal topped up. The Chesterfield Canal Trust is a charity organisation that's working really hard to maintain the canal, and they are hoping that eventually it will be fully re-navigable again. The 250-year anniversary of the canal will be in 2027, and they would love to have it navigable by then, but they're not entirely convinced that we'll have the funding to do so by this date. They are always looking for volunteers and obviously donations as well. I will put a link below if you are interested in getting involved in some of their work. So out at the end of the tunnel, and there's only a short distance here, 100 yards or so, to the tight left-hand bend, which most boats would need to shunt around, especially as there are boats moored here as well. So it's taken us 5.5 hours to do about 7 miles on the Chesterfield Canal today. It is beautiful, but it's very, very slow going because it's very shallow and lots of reeds. So we're moored at Drakeholes, and I'm just walking back to Gringley, which is where the van is at the lock. So it's a couple of miles, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long. And Paul's back at the boat cooking a nice dinner for us. Just trying to do it quickly before the rain comes in. It's quite windy in places, and the clouds coming in too. So last bit of exercise for the day after having run back for the van this morning. But that's the joys, like I said earlier, trying to leapfrog the van with the boat as well. So we hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, a fantastic treat by Willow.
He was really good, wasn't he? He was fantastic.
Guitarist, singer and saxophonist.
Yeah, the saxophone was amazing. And you're on the mend now as well, aren't you?
Yes.
Still still hobbling, but going in the right direction.
Thanks very much. Taking me away soon.
So next week we'll take you a bit further up the Chesterfield to the end of the Norwood Tunnel.
The what?
Norwood
Oh, that tunnel. Yes, Norwood Tunnel. The east end.
The half-mile reverse that you did.
Oh, we won't go into that one.
That was quite
That's
impressive.
a special one for next week.
Yeah, so that'll be for next week. Please don't forget, like and subscribe if you haven't already, so we can grow the channel. Have a good week, and we'll see you next
Ring the
time.
bell.
Bye.
Take care.